Hi everyone, it's Lillian here, and I'm just popping on because I'm going to start to make a card, and I thought, why not make it with you? Because it's always more fun to make things together. So I'm going to show you the card that I started with, and then we're going to make it in another color. So let's go down to my desktop and get everything situated. I am pre-recording this so that it is ready for a time when I need to have a Facebook Live for you, or not a Facebook Live, a video for you. So let's just get that started and then get the computer started. So this is what it started with. I was making these cards for my In Color Club, and I thought, this is just such a great design. I got the idea from a fellow demonstrator named Lynn Dunn. I adapted it a little, but it's basically her layout, and then I've done it in Moody Mauve. So you can see that I've got the Moody Mauve cardstock base. I've got some of the designer paper here. I've actually got some of that luster glimmer paper here, as well as some vellum. I've used the Moody Mauve ink, the ribbon, and even one of the In Color dots. So just really focusing on Moody Mauve with the white, and to me, it just pops. So I'm also going to talk about this stamp set here as well. So the stamp set is called Layering Leaves. I absolutely love it. Well, you know I like my leaves, but I love the fonts and the words. They just go with everything. If you're looking for it in the catalog, you will find it on page, let me just find it for you here, 96. So there it is here, 96. And if you, just trying to juggle this, if you read the fine print, it says it coordinates with the bow punch on page 148. It also mentions that it was inspired by a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who sold $1 million worth of product. So when you do that, you get to help design a stamp set. So this is her. So there's the symbol, and right over here is the symbol that it's somebody else's $1 million. Let me just see. Sandy Hartka, I think it's how you say it. So let's see. 148 is where we find the bow punch. 148. And here it is right here. We've had this punch for a few years, so there's quite a good possibility you have it in your stash. And if you do, it actually cuts out these right here, these three leaf branches, and these two as well. Or you can just have fun punching them out. You gotta love a good punch, right? So let's put those to the side. And what I have to choose is, first of all, my base color. So I decided I was going to choose one of the new core colors called Azure. I'm not sure how to say it properly. I need to practice that. Here's how you spell it. Azure Afternoon is how I'm saying it. So that's the ink we're going to use. Here's the cardstock. Then well, we'll see about some other specialty papers that I've got too. So just remembered I needed to grab some dots here. We will bring them in so they're handy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to base it off of this. So I'm starting with a card base that's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. So it's half a sheet of cardstock, scored in half. So we're going to do that and just burnish the fold with the bone folder so it's nice and crisp, and we can get that out of the way. We've got that. Then the next thing we need are two basic white sheets that are 4 by 5 1/4. One is for the outside of the card and one is for the inside. It's in here. So we've got two of those. So the one for the outside, I decided to add a little interest here, and I use the Leaf Fall embossing folder. So if we run that through the embossing folder, I actually just did it just before. So here's the sandwich. We have the specialty plate, plate number 4, because it's a 3D embossing folder, and it's called Leaf Fall 3D. There's the number. You might say, but that's not in the catalog. You'll find it in the online exclusives. It's good to go check the online exclusives periodically. There's some good stuff there, and you might be forgetting about it. So here it is. We've got this. What I really like about this is you just have this swoosh of leaves going sort of diagonally across. So we've got that done. And believe it or not, we can actually fasten that right on. So let's do that before we do anything else. So we'll fasten that on. Just like this. Now, I'm not sure how many of you have this blue. It is such a pretty blue, and I just wanted to share it with you. So while I'm talking about that, remember, Stampin' Up!, the joy of Stampin' Up! Is one of the joys is everything coordinates. The ribbon, the embellishments, the markers, the ink, the paper. You don't have to try to match things up. But I wanted to point out something. This is the new Azure Afternoon marker. So these are the new markers. I'm going to bring in an old marker, and I'm going to hold them together. And do you notice anything? They have been reconfigured slightly. So the black part is a little bit longer, and the lids are a little bit shorter. So they just look a little bit different. The writing on them is a little bit different, but they're just the same length, so they still fit in your regular storage units, that kind of thing. But let's look at how they write too. Now remember, the wide band means it's the wide end, the brush tip end. The narrow band means it's the bullet end. So let's look. This is the old one. This is Coastal Cabana. Let's do a swish, and let's try to write, oh, aqua, like that. So, not bad. Let's try it with the new one. Let's do a swish. Ooh, it's a firmer brush. It's much easier to work with. And it's much easier to get your narrow and your wide. In fact, if you were a brush letterer or calligrapher or anything, I think you're going to really like. In fact, I really like that. Now, let's look at the narrow end. So the bullet end of the old one looked like this. So it gave a very thin line, which was fine. Now let's look at the bullet end on this. It already looks different. And let's see. Oh, so now it's thicker, and I don't know, I kind of like it better, I think. So let's see. I don't know why I chose the word aqua, but anyway, there we go. So it writes beautifully. If you're a journaler or something, that end is going to be one that you really like, I think. Often this one got a little faint. So there you have it. There are new markers. And I think if you find yourself getting some, you're going to love, love, love them. All right, now I digress. Let's go back to here. So now we're going to bring in this white piece. And the white piece here is 2 3/4 by 4. We're going to be stamping on that. And so why don't we do that right off the bat? 2 3/4 by 4. Now these stamps are photopolymer, so I'm going to put a foam mat underneath. And I love the words best wishes because I'm in need of birthday cards. What kind of cards are you in need of? I think I'm going to have to replenish my sympathy cards too, but there we go. I'm going to put it right here. So I'm not redesigning this, I'm just following it. So I've got that. So then what's going to happen is a ribbon is going to go here. Sorry for the shadow, I forgot to plug some of my lights in. Let's see here if I can do it without disturbing the video too much. And there's one more. Let's see here. So tell me in the comments while I'm playing around here, sorry, what are some cards that you need? And maybe we can put them in our projects to do in the future. So now what I did here is I stamped some in the background and then I punched some out. And I was playing around and I don't have this color ribbon. So I was thinking, what ribbon do I want to use? And I'm going to be using this as my designer paper. So let's just see, where did my white piece go? So say if it was sort of like that, I could use Night of Navy ribbon because there's Night of Navy in the designer paper. That looks pretty good. I could use some baker's twine, and this actually is Tahitian Tide, but it kind of goes. Or there's a bundle of ribbons or a combo pack. It's got Petal Pink and Lemon Lime Twist. And I really like Lemon Lime Twist and Azure Afternoon together. And it's also in here. So I thought maybe I would go with that one. That's my thinking. I was limited by the ribbons that I had. So that's where I'm going with it. But because I'm going to use that ribbon, got it all tangled up here, I'd like to bring a little Lemon Lime Twist in here as well. So I'm going to change it up and use more than one color on this card. So I'm going to ink up the Lemon Lime Twist. I'm going to use this, just ink it up, and I'm going to make my leaves go this way this time. Just a slight change. So there we've got Lemon Lime Twist there. Just let the color transfer, and I'm going to bring in my liner, and I'm going to stamp the leaf on that. It's already been stamped off, and just like that, I've got a very faint image. I don't know if you can see for my liner, and that's all good to go. Now I'll bring this back in. I'm going to ink up this little sprig here, and oh, I think I will put it about like that. There we go. So we've got those two, and I think that'll be it for my Lemon Lime Twist. I do like those colors together. And I'm going to bring back Azure Afternoon, and we've got little spots, little speckles. You know I like those. I'm going to ink it up, and then I'm going to stamp it off. Let me see. I think once, then add a little bit here and here and here, just to add some interest there. I think I will do the same for in here, but I'm going to stamp it off twice. And maybe a bit down there. So the liner is very faint, and then my words will just pop, I think. And I haven't decided what I'm going to put for words in there, so we'll stop there. Now I am going to close this up before I put something in there that I shouldn't, and wrap this around. Let's bring in my ribbon scissors. These scissors only cut ribbon, and they stay nice and sharp, just like that. And we'll put a little bit of adhesive. You can see that I was practicing on the back here. You never know what you're going to find on the back of a card once it's all glued together, right? So I'm going to put this here, and I'm being a little strategic. I want it to look like the leaves are coming out of the ribbon. So the ribbon is acting as a base, just like that. Now I chose to bring in this paper here, so it will go just like that, and it is 1 inch by 3 inches. I'm going to fasten it on, and then I'll explain where I got that from. So I'm going to run just a little bit of glue down the edge here. And sometimes it's easier to turn things. And actually, I'm going to put a bit here. There's some there already, just to hold it in place. And nothing like putting my finger right in the glue. That was very smart. That's what jeans are for, right? Now I can use my grid, and normally I'm on grid paper, but my grid here to try to get equal distance there and get everything straight. Let's try that again. Yeah, that looks pretty straight. So we've got that part done. Now we can start adding the sprigs here. So what I did is I brought in the paper pack. It's called the, what's it called? Bright and Beautiful. So it's, you see it is part of the suite right near the beginning of the catalog. And it has a lot of the new core colors in it. So we've got this gorgeous stripe here, and then on the back we've got this, the Lemon Lolly Stars. We've got this. You've seen me use some of these papers before, and I seem to be missing some. Oh, they're right down here. I only grabbed part of them. And then we've got that. That goes like that. And it comes in 6x6, so it's already the 6x6 size. And it's just fun, happy paper. And look at that. Wouldn't that be fun to punch some leaves out of? It would be variegated, but ooh, I might have to do that. So there we go. And then this is the back and some more. So it's just fun paper that you can use for all kinds of things. I actually use some of this too, so I'm going to show you that in a minute. And then this is the sheet that our little piece was cut out of. So that's what that paper looks like. So I was thinking that perhaps I could punch out some of the blue from here. So I did that. And then I thought, I wonder if I need to bring in some of the green. So I have a green sheet here, and I have the Bough punch. I'm just going to punch some out, and then I can pick and choose. And what I don't use on this card, I can use on another card. So there we go. So now we've got our pieces. So let's just play and see how we like the colors. This is often how I go about designing a card. So if we put that there, and we could put, do we want to angle? No, I think that needs to go there. This can go over here. So I'm going to, there we go, sort of like that. And then we've got these pieces that can go like this. And this could tuck in there. Now, does that look good, or does it need perhaps a bit of green in there? A bit of the lemon lime twist. I think that's too much because we've got it in the background. We've got it a bit like that. And do we need any more or not? I think we could leave that out. I think I just might go with that. So we're bringing both the Azure Afternoon and the Lemon Lime Twist in, and a bit of vellum for some softness. So we'll bring this all over to our mat here. And I'm not going to worry about the leaves further up the stem. I'm just going to do the lower part. All thumbs. And just do it so that the end is tucked in like that. And I'm going to do the same with this. Now this is vellum, so it's going to show the glue, so I'm going to be very sparing with it. Plus, vellum is so light, it doesn't need much in order to fasten it down. Now I have to remember what I did. I tucked this in here, didn't I? Or did I? Did I put it here? I should have taken a picture. Do you ever do that? Take a picture as you're going along? I do that sometimes because I know that I forget. Well, I'm going to fasten that in and then see if I need that vellum or not. So I'll put you right about there. And then I'm going to finish off the rest of the card and then see if I need the vellum. So we'll put that over here. What we're going to do now, if you notice, there's a vellum piece behind this, and this is on dimensionals. So what I'm going to do right now is put dimensionals on here. And no one will ever know that I was playing around on the back there. There, we've got dimensionals on there. We're not going to take the backings off just yet. We're going to bring in our card base. Here it is here. And a piece of vellum that is 2 1/4 by 4 1/2. And I'm going to place it, I'm guessing about there. I'm going to just take the lining piece out because it keeps. So if I put it about there, that's about how it would go. Yep, that'll work. Now, I know that the center part is going to be covered, so I can put adhesive on the center part and not worry about it showing. So, and if you find your seal sometimes doesn't want to go, once you get it started, be sure you're putting very little pressure on it. I find the lighter the pressure, the better it cooperates. So now I've had it off, I'm just going to rest it and make sure, got sticky fingers, that that's where I want it. Oh, I think it is. Let's make sure it's straight. Just like that. Now you can see this card coming together. It's all the pieces. So let's peel the backings off of the dimensionals. And you can see that you could make this card in any color with any stamps, really. And it would be a layout that could be a real go-to layout for whatever occasion you need. Now, what? That moved on me. Let's peel carefully and straighten it out. There we go. Is everything good? Before I press it down, take a look. I think it's okay. Press it down. Now, before I play around with any more sprigs, I'm going to bring in the ribbon again. And on this one, I tied a cross piece. I think I'll do that again. So I like to do that after the ribbon's on the card, just so that I can place it exactly where I want. And this way I can slide it to where I want to. And I leave the rest of the ribbon on the roll, so then I can always add more or take some off if I want. This is beautiful ribbon. It's my first time to use it. And it is gorgeous. It would tie beautifully too, I think. Let's just see. Let's give it a whirl. There we go. Oh yeah, it ties very nicely. And you could make a nice small bow. That would have looked nice too. Gorgeous ribbon. Love that. It is looking a little bare down here. So let's see. Do I need another one of these? or one of these. You know what I think I might do? I think I'm going to cut part of the stem off so I can put it lower down and just do it that way. It just fills that space in just a little bit. There we go. I like that better. That's good. All right, now we just need to use embellishments. Now this one was easy because I had the embellishments, everything was coordinated. I don't have a lot of other embellishments right now. So I thought, well, what could I use? So I looked back and we have the loose frosted dots. So there's those. They're okay. There are the in colors, which might work. They're so pretty, those ones. Let me just think here. We have the pastel adhesive back sequins. Ooh, those look kind of nice. Right now, I'm liking those the best. Put them to this side. We also have the iridescent rhinestones. Ooh, they pick up. What I love about the iridescent rhinestones, they seem to pick up whatever color they're with. You know what? I'm going to go with these. Enough playing around. Let's just go with it. So if you're looking for some generic embellishments, I would recommend these. They are gorgeous. So there we have it. It's the same card. I could add more embellishments if I want, but I'm trying to keep it the same. The only thing we did differently was we put the bow going that way instead of this way and changed out the color. So what do you think? Now you have a choice. Which color do you like the best? And what color would you make yours in? What color and what stamp set? So there's your question to answer. I hope you've liked that and enjoyed it and that you have some fun with doing it yourself. Thank you. Bye-bye.